everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me. We're going to make 2 cards today, and we are using some punches. I just think punches are so much fun. I have lots of circle punches. It just makes card making easy. And don't get me wrong, I love my die cutting too. We're going to break that out for our card projects today. But these are super fun because one creates tags, one creates banners, but they create it really easily. And there's 3 different sizes. They're the 3-in-1 punches. You have a 3-in-1 banner punch, and then you have a 3-in-1 tag punch. All you need are strips of cardstock or pattern paper or vellum, whatever you want to add a banner to the bottom. You can create 3 different widths. We have a 2.5-inch width is this size, so it's pretty large. We have a 2-inch width, and then you have a 1.5-inch width. The banners that you can create are in just the widths, but you can create them as long as you want. So this could be great for scrapbooking too. If you were to have a 12-inch strip, you can actually do this same thing with a 1.5, a 2, and a 2.5 inch. So I have some strips of cardstock. I thought we would go ahead and create some tags and banners with these punches. I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to make some cards too. I'm just not going to show you this. The nice thing is there's on the left and right on the inside here, there's steps. So the smallest step is the base, and then the penthouse, the largest, is the largest width. So we're going to start with our largest width, which is the 2.5 inch. And all you do is slide this in here, and I have my measurement off a little bit. I'm going to trim this down. This is a 5.5 by 2.5 inch piece of cardstock. All you do, we're going to do our largest first, is slide it in. The cool thing is it fits right here in the notches. And all you do is punch it, and then the bottom is perfectly fishtailed. Wonderful. I'm going to do the same thing to our 2-inch. You just line it in there. Kind of make sure it's like laying flat. And then all you do is punch. The handle is actually really comfortable. And you don't have to force it down, which is really nice. Same thing goes. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to do banners with the yellow. So let's do the banners with the yellow. I want to create tags with these. We're going to make a birthday card and then a lemon card. So again, all you do is put this in here and punch it. You have the 2-inch. Give it a punch. And then you have the 1.5 inch. Give it a punch. And you have, I love that they layer together. Actually, that's what we're going to do today with this, is layer them together. But isn't that pretty cool? So we'll put this to the side. I mentioned we're going to turn these into tags. So what I'm going to do is, let's see. I'm going to take my paper trimmer and we'll just trim this. I went ahead and just trimmed the banner off because we're going to make a tag with this anyway. So taking the 2.5 inch, we'll just slide this in and we'll give it a punch. Look at how pretty that tag is. So neat. The size, the height that this is 4.25. And I'm going to go ahead and take my, we'll go ahead and add our 2-inch. Just slide it in there, give it a punch. And it actually, look at, it actually gives it a different, I can't believe this does this, but it gives it a different look. Well, that's really cool. Okay, and then let's see what our third one does. Our 1.5 inch strip, you give it a punch, and this gives this a different look too. And I love that there's debossed detail around. You see the reinforcement? That's pretty cool. Okay, let's put this to the side, and let's give this a look. So these are the 3 tags this one creates. I think it's so neat that they're all kind of different styles. So that we have the new 3-in-1 punches. So let's start off by making a card. I'm going to put these to the side. For my first card, we are going to create a balloon party animal. Kind of using some items that were in our stash. I'm going to use my brand new, my Platinum Scout. I just think this is such a nice machine. My party animal. Maybe we can fit all of them on this piece here. This creates a little doggy balloon, and actually we can, which is nice. The die that I'm using creates a dog balloon. So cool. I haven't used this in a long time. I just went through my stash and found some older dies for today's cards. But I'm also going to use the You Made Me Smile sentiments. Love this die set. Okay, we're going to die cut out the smile. I'm thinking we can die cut this out with some, I'm going to use some darker gray cardstock for the smile, and then for the middle one I'm going to use a piece of vellum. Actually, I think I'm going to die cut out my smile with white cardstock, just so it stands out. Okay. Let's run this through the Platinum Scout. New plates, I always love that little crackle. You guys usually don't hear that because I don't die cut on the camera, but okay. So we have our vellum smile. We have our white smile. I love that the dot of the eye is attached. You don't lose it. And then we have our balloon. The balloon is created with some pale gray cardstock. I wanted this card to be kind of universal. So I'm going with grays and blues because in case we need to use it for a boy or a girl. Okay, I have my darker gray cardstock and the largest shadow. Let's go ahead and run this through. Okay, so we have the largest with the darker gray. I'm going to take my stamp set. I'm going to stamp on some white cardstock. I'm just going to stamp all the sub-sentiments or pre-sentiments with black ink. I'm using Memento because it dries really fast, and this is a brand new ink pad, so I know it's going to be nice and vibrant. That's all there is to our greetings. Let's go ahead and line these up, and we'll die cut this out also. For this card, I'm going to, of course, use It's Your Birthday. So we'll keep that one, put these to the side. And now we're going to build our balloon. I do want to do a little shading with the balloon to give it a little extra depth. If you wanted to cut out the extra pieces with a darker cardstock, you could do that. But I'm just going to do a little shading with them. I'm using my Pink Fresh Studio Rocky Slope ink and just add a little highlight to the sides here. Okay. To put the balloon together, we're going to need some small foam squares. And all you do is, I'm going to go ahead and add them where they need to go here. There's 5 extra pieces, so I put the foam squares where they go. And then all you do is layer them. Go ahead and add the small one here. And our balloon is done. You see how that vellum just softens it? Wonderful. Okay, and we'll put some foam squares behind here, and I'll pop up this one also. Let's put our machine to the side, and what we're going to do is bring in some eyelets. I'm going to bring in some white eyelets, and I'm going to add them to each one of my tags. The eyelets that I'm using are from Amazon. They come in a pack like this. They were pretty inexpensive. They're the larger ones, and I'll list them down below. Okay, now we're going to add some string. I'm going to add some stripes to my background, and I'm using the 6x6 paper pad from My Favorite Things. This is the black and white stripes, so you have some horizontal or vertical stripes, and then you have some diagonal. It's one of my most used paper pads, but I'm going to go ahead and just add some glue behind here. Should we go across? I think I'm going to go right down the middle with this. And then using my scissors, we'll just trim away the leftover. I'll probably use this for my next card, so I'm going to keep this strip. I'm bringing in my corner rounder, and I'm going to round the bottom corners here of my card base. Okay. Now we're going to layer all three of our tags together, and I'm just going to use glue, and I'm not worried about the top section. Just want to make sure they're evenly spaced. And then I did trim a little bit off this bottom tag here. Now I tied a bow with the bottom one, and I'll trim the tails here. But with the top, I think I'm just going to loop them underneath since my glue's still a little wet. Let's do a little tucking with these. I tucked this tag underneath the middle one, and then this one I'm going to tuck in the back, but I'm going to use some foam tape behind here. Spellbinders has some new foam strips. I don't know if you guys know this. These are white foam strips. They're each a 1/2 inch wide, and I'm going to use these to secure this twine in the back here. Okay. These strips are nice and thick, and the release paper removes really nicely. Okay, let's take this, and we're going to put it, let's put this all the way to the bottom. I notice my tag is crooked a little bit, but I think we can still work with it. We'll tack this down to the front of our card, and then we have our smile. So cute. And then we're going to add our It's Your Birthday right over the top. We'll add It's Your Birthday to the top. You could add this to the top or to the bottom, but I think I have more room on top. And then I'm bringing in my Spellbinders Opalescent Teal confetti. And let's add some confetti to our background, because all birthday cards need confetti. Let's jump into our next card. Next card, we're going to make it a little bit more easy. I have the die cutting all ready to go. For this card, we're using Spellbinders Lemon Zest die set. I haven't used this in a while also, and I thought we would add some lemony leaves to our banners. And I did die cut out some flowers with white cardstock. I used the same stamp and die set for my greeting. I die cut out the smile with white, and we're going to just layer this on vellum. We're only going to use the second layer for this. I'm not going to add the third layer. We're just going to keep it vellum and white cardstock. Reference. Okay, we have our card base, top folding. We're going to layer all 3 of these together. I'm going to also trim off the overhanging portion of our banners so we have a straight edge on top. I'm going to take my stripe paper and trim it to about 2.5 inches. Then I'll add some glue to one side, and I'm going to tack this so it's overhanging on our banners. I just want some contrast, and I think black and white does the job. Okay, let's use those foam strips and pop this up and place this on our card. Once we have that adhered, we are going to add our greenery. And I want it to overhang a little bit. Okay, I'm going to cut this greeting in half. I'm going to cut it right at Medicine and It's the Best. And then I'm going to add a little glue behind here. And I'm going to tack this down right at the very top. Kind of straighten it up a little bit, and then I'll take Medicine. I'm going to tack it underneath this leaf here. There we go. For this card, we're going to bring in some opalescent peach. We'll add just a few. Just the right amount. And then that will finish off card number 2. Today we use those 3-in-1 punches that make great backgrounds. 3-in-1 banner punch, 3-in-1 tag punch. Some fun ideas using them. I'll list everything that we used below. If Spellbinder still has it, I used quite a bit from my stash, but thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon.